Hey, it's Wayne Wallace. Welcome to photo edit time. So I've got these photos here that I need to edit for a client. So these are a couple of attorneys that I photographed and I need to do a little Photoshop on them. So I'm going to take you through that process here. Got my handy dandy actions and got some errors in some of these actions, but that's okay. Let's see. Why is that currently? Oh, I know why. Okay. Let's do this here. Let's flatten that. Oh, no, not that one. Let's flatten this one right here. I already had a layer in there, that's why. Okay, so let's run a blemish. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and just retouch some of these little blemishes here. So I use a Wacom tablet, so I'm able to jump around very quickly and just retouch these little spots here. Using the blemish tool in Photoshop. It's a great tool for just knocking out little spots and specks on the face. There's about a handful of tools that I use in Photoshop, and blemish tool is the first one that I'll use just to get rid of some obvious little specks, little dots, little hairs, you know, things that stand out that catch my eye. Basically, I'm just looking around at little things that catch my eye and call attention away from the face. Not that these things are bad necessarily, but they just catch your eye. So see, that didn't work too well there. Let's try it that way. Sometimes the blemish tool works good on some areas, sometimes it doesn't. So there's better tools to use in that area there, but that seemed to work okay. And I'm just going around getting rid of some of these stray hairs. Basically, it's just cloning the good area around the area that I selected and replacing it with AI. So no, see, it doesn't like that one. Usually if the speck is kind of sitting in space, then it does better. If it's like right here next to the ear, then if I got close enough, I could probably get that if I make my brush smaller. Yeah, see, there it works. So it's just a matter of zooming in and, you know, looking at things a little closer sometimes. But then you could sit here forever and just go after little specks. And overall, it's going to look better, but it's going to take longer too. But no one's ever going to be looking at it that close up. So let's see if we can clean up the ear over here. So what I like to use in this case is the clone stamp, because then I can just clone this part that's right next to it, and it looks a lot cleaner right there. So I just zoom around the head and get some of these little spots here. That's a little dark. Okay, I'm going to leave those because those are kind of his natural style. You know, it's a judgment call you got to make. Do you want to you know, eliminate someone's style, or do you want to just eliminate the little things that shouldn't be there? Okay, so overall that's looking pretty good. I'm going to flatten this and then I'm going to, I saw this one little part down here. There's one little white hair. Just going to take that out. Okay, overall looking pretty good. Got a couple more little spots here I'll just take care of on the nose. Right there. Just like that. Okay, now I could go in here and do a bunch of stuff under the eyes, but I got another technique that I use for that works better. So I'll just come in here and get some of that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run my skin smooth routine. And let's run that up to 65%. And then I'm going to flatten this again. And then I'm going to run another skin smooth. And then I'm going to grab, what do I want to grab? Where's my healing? Where's my patch tool? That's weird. It should be right here. Did they move it? Patch tool. Oh yeah, they did move it. Look at that. Why'd they move it down there? That's kind of weird. Okay. Well, you know, Adobe just changes stuff whenever they want to. So basically I'm using a patch tool to cover up this part right here under the eyes. Just smooth it out a little bit. And what happened there? What is that? I don't know where that came from. That was obviously some kind of mistake. And then the lines on the forehead, I can get rid of those. Okay. Looking pretty good. Okay, that's kind of distracting, that little thing there. But you know, that's not even going to be in the final photo because it's going to be cropped. So let's flatten this. And then I'm going to run a let's see, where is my tools? Okay, I think I have it on my other tool set. Down here. Where is it? one day I have to organize these tools. Do I not have it? I thought I had it. Okay, well, I can just do it manually. So those are all just actions that I've recorded. So basically I'm just going to run an unsharp mask here and sharpen it up a little bit. And I need to whiten his teeth as well. So this is going to bring back some of the detail that I smoothed out. And let's go in and work on the teeth here. Okay, so I'm going to clone those up. And then I'm going to run a image adjustment. And I'm going to do a hue and saturation on this color right here. Okay, so you can see what it does. Kind of takes out the yellow. But it also is affecting the lips, right? Which we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a mask, and then I'm going to paint in the white on top of the yellow, just slightly, not too crazy, because if you make it too crazy then it looks artificial. Okay, there we go. So now I'll do a before and after. So it's just slight, but you can see it makes a difference. And then I'm going to, let's run a curves bump. And then I'm going to choose linear contrast. There we go. That looks pretty nice. Let's look at the jacket. I forgot to look at the jacket and make sure there was no fuzz balls or anything on the jacket, which there is. So I'm going to, I would usually do this on the first step when I do the blemish. When I do the blemish removal. So I'm just going around and getting any little specks. I can probably increase my brush size, make it a little bit easier on myself, because the clone tool works pretty good. Grabs the area that needs to fill in. So here's a little tip when you go get your photos done. You know, make sure your coat or your jacket or your sweater or whatever you're wearing, your shirt, make sure you run a lint roller on it and make sure it looks good before you go get your photos done. And that way your photos will look better, because a lot of photographers don't do this. But you know, I like my clients to look good, so that's why I do this. Okay. Let's take a look at the other side. Got some stuff over here. Boy, lots of lint here. I actually do carry a lint brush roller with me, but I don't always remember to use it. And now I'm thinking that I wish I would have used it, because it would have cleaned up a lot of this in real life, and then I wouldn't have had to do this. But it's pretty easy. But it takes less time in person to use a lint brush, especially if you're getting multiple photos, right? Because then I have to retouch every single photo, which is kind of painful. So excuse my coughing. I have this lingering little chest cough. I caught something a week ago and I pretty much killed it off, but I have this little lingering cough, so I guess I need to still be taking some medicine to kill that off. I just take natural stuff. I take oregano oil, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B12, you know, just a whole bunch of different stuff. Natural herbs, supplements, another thing, Zicam, that's really good. And then this other thing that I've been taking, budesonide. Those are nasal sprays. That's really good. And then I do a neti pot with salt and iodine and silver bullet, and then run that through my nose with water. So that pretty much will knock out whatever you got going on. And this was pretty bad. It was, I went to a networking event, and somebody there had something. I don't know what it was, but okay, looking pretty good. I'm gonna just lighten his eyes up a little bit. So I'm gonna run flatten, and I'm gonna run where is it? Dodge and burn, lighten. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come in here and just lighten up his eyes, just like that. Perfect. Okay, let's save it. And then I got my next one here. So let's do this one. Let's do a blemish removal. And then I'm going to start on the coat so I don't forget. But they both came with, good looking clothes. Shirts look good, coats look good. They're professional attorneys, so they know. They know they need to come prepared. That's why I like working with attorneys and professionals, because they come photo ready for the most part. Dun dun dun. It's kind of like meditating. You just kind of get lost in the zone. When's a painting ever done? When's a photo ever finished retouching? When is a video ever done with editing? These are all unanswered questions here. The answer is never. You can always do something to a photo, or you can always rewrite a book, right? You can always do something to a painting, any kind of creative work, a song. You can always add some more beats or whatever to a song, some more lyrics, right? When are you ever done? Okay, so that was a little sloppy, Wayne. So see, when it's real close to the edge like that, you got to get right in there and use a smaller brush, because if you use a big brush, then it's kind of sloppy. So I'm going to zoom out now, and I'm going to use a bigger brush here. For things like that, you can use a big brush. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to come in here and, oh, I just noticed his ear. He's got something going on with his ear, so I got to go in and clean that up. So this is the thing about editing photos. You see everything. Trust me, nobody's perfect, because I see all the flaws. Okay, let's go in there and take a look at that ear. Yeah, he's got some kind of condition going on here. Well, easy enough. I can just clean it up. Easier than he can do in real life. Just like that. See, that's why people appreciate a real photographer that takes the time to retouch photos. You notice how I squiggle my pen, because then it's kind of just getting more random. You know, I don't have to be perfectly straight or anything like that. I can just squiggle, just like I'm scribbling. That's why I love using the Wacom tablet and the stylus pen. So I'm going to switch my tool to the clone stamp, because over here that works better. So I'm just cloning the good area and covering up the bad area, and I'm sampling from the area to the right in this case, and then I just scroll around the head and I pick different sample areas to use. And this is kind of annoying, but it's kind of his style, so I'm going to leave it. That was kind of sloppy. Okay. I think everything's looking good on this one. Okay. Let's zoom out. Okay, I'm going to run flatten and a skin smooth, and I'm going to run that up to 100%, and then I'm going to flatten it again and run another skin smooth. And then I'll come in here and I'll grab my, I don't know why they put the patch tool down here. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to grab this, just bring it down and smooth out some of these lines here. Oop. What did I do? Sometimes the computer has its own mind. Okay, looking good, looking good. Let's zoom back out. And I don't like this tool here. And let's do a flatten, and then we're going to do a sharpen, filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. That's good, just like that. And then we're going to run a curves bump, and we're going to make that linear contrast. There we go, looking good. Let's save it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to export a JPEG at the highest level, and I'm gonna go, let's just go, I'm not sure what drive these are on. Let's see. Let's go to this drive. I got so many drives with client photos on them. Okay, here we go. So let's go to this one, and this one, and this one, and then I'll put a finished. If I can learn how to type. Okay. So we'll save that, and then we'll close it, and then we'll export this one at the highest level, back here. Oh no, that was him. Let's go here. And then let's say finished. Okay, and let's close that. And then I can go back here and I can copy and paste this. And then I can crop it. So I typically do an 8x10 crop because that's kind of the standard in the photo world. And what I try and do is I try and get the eyes in the upper third here. So that looks good. Then I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go over here and go to Thomas. And I'm going to copy and paste that one. And I'm going to crop him. So he's more in the upper third as well. Right about there. Okay, looks good. And we are done. Thanks for watching.